Hi, my name is Maria Johannesson. I'm a student at St. Pete College, and my major is educational studies. I'm talking today about universal design for learning, and I would like to explain a little bit about what that is. It's a set of principles for curriculum development that give all individuals equal opportunities to learn. UDL provides a blueprint for creating instructional goals, methods, materials, and assessments that work for everyone. It isn't a one-size-fits-all solution, but rather flexible approaches that can be customized and adjusted for individual needs. You probably want to know what universal design of learning and why it's necessary. It is to bring the students' interests, skills, and needs to learning. And UDL helps address learn variability by suggesting flexible goals, methods, materials, and assessments that empower educators to meet these varied needs. The UDL framework encourages creating flexible designs from the start that have customizable options, which allow all learners to progress from where they are and not where we would have imagined them to be. The options for accomplishing this are varied and robust, enough to provide effective instruction to all learners. There are three principles of universal design of learning. The first principle is representation, the what of learning. The second principle is action expression, the how of learning. And the final is engagement, the why of learning. The components of the UDL curriculum is what is your goal? What are the materials being used? What methods will you use? What are the means of assessment? To the implementation of UDL with technology. Technology needs to be carefully planned into the curriculum as a way to achieve the goals. However, there is an important exception. For some students, the use of personal assistive technologies, for example, an electric wheelchair, eyeglasses, or cochlear implant, is essential for basic physical and sensory access to learning environments. Those students will need their assistive technologies even during activities where other students may not use any technologies at all. Even in classrooms that are well equipped with UDL materials and methods, their assistive technology neither precludes nor replaces the need for UDL overall. To implement UDL with Common Core, first let's understand what Common Core means. The Common Core State Standards Initiative is a state-led effort coordinated by the National Governors Association Center for Best Practices and the Council of Chief State School Officers. The CCSS can be considered the what in education, the goals and expectations. It is the destination we wish our students to reach. In light of that, UDL can be considered the how in education, the curriculum, and the instructional framework teachers use to plan their lessons. In other words, UDL and the CCSS are complementary. The UDL framework provides educators with the means to maximize student attainment of the CCSS. Now let's talk about bringing UDL and Common Core into a lesson plan. To give you an idea how to incorporate UDL with Common Core, the following slides will be placed according to subject areas. It will be chronologically arranged in order to my own classroom schedule. The lesson plan will be designed for the following population: grade kindergarten and ages between 5 and 7. And the reason I picked 5 to 7 is because I do work with those that are ESC or ESOL, and a lot of my students that are kindergarten have been retained at least once. The number of students I designed for this lesson plan is usually my average of students in my classroom now, which is 18. I arranged this lesson plan as a one-day lesson plan just to give you a little bit of a background of how it would look for one day. My theme was spider, maybe around Halloween time, so I wanted to incorporate the spider theme throughout all my lessons for the day, which would be including writing, literacy, reading, math, science, art, and music. And that way you would understand how you can incorporate the whole theme throughout the day with the UDL and Common Core all combined. My goals for this lesson plan is for my students to understand the concept of word recognition, phonological awareness, math concepts, and observation to understand biology of insects, and maybe the differences, classifications. The materials that I would need for the day would be crayons, pencil, lined paper, construction paper, Elmer's glue, glitter, plastic spiders, pipe cleaners, and acrylic paint. My methods would be for the visual, audio, kinesthetic, and tactile students. I would combine all of those learning styles into these lesson plans for the day. And my assessment would be informal and observable. The first thing we would start out with would be our read aloud and literacy time. Students will gather in the read aloud area onto their assigned area. The story will be read aloud with questions asked by the teacher, which is who, what, where, how, and when, and she will engage in conversation with students, giving positive feedback and encouraging them to ponder on the story. They will also discuss new words they come upon, as the students will have index cards to write these words for the vocabulary bank, and the teacher will also place the new words on the classroom word wall. The book that I chose for this reading aloud was The Very Busy Spider by Eric Carle. The writing workshop would include students that will work independently at their desk, listening to the teacher chain the directions and modeling for visual understanding how to create the spider. Students then will write their name on the project and create a small story. The theme could be why I want to be a spider. The teacher will display their work in the classroom or hallway for students to feel proud of their accomplishment. The second subject would be math that we're really focusing on. Students will do a paper, it'll be with spiders on it, and then they can either have a stamp of different colors, or they can use crayons or color pencils. And students will do this independently, sitting at their desk. The goal is for them to understand number recognition with the word. They will color each spider according to the number of legs on the spider, writing the number. For example, if there's 4 legs on the spider, on the top of the paper will be number 4 means blue. So they would go ahead and color that spider blue. The second math paper we would work on is actually a game, and it would be done by a class. Students will use plastic spiders as manipulatives as they play a counting game with the teacher. They will write the number in the boxes and will learn counting by twos as they go over the number pattern as they play the game. For art and music, once again, we're incorporating the spider theme. This craft is great fun, and all students will be engaged happily. You can reinforce math, social skills, literacy, and listening skills all in this lesson. The teacher will first play a video to continue the spider theme. I chose the Itsy Bitsy Spider. Then we would incorporate making our own little spiders by using styrofoam balls, acrylic paints, pipe cleaners, and they can create their own spider that way. Science is my favorite time. This is when we get to learn about observing, and we can do the KWOL, is what we know, how do we know it, and what are we going to learn type of deal. Students will watch a cute story that teaches about the spider and caterpillar classification, a great science story for kindergartners, and they will then write in their journals or draw pictures of what they observed. And you can do this as partners or individual, it's up to you. I hope you enjoyed my lesson plan. My lesson plan is very simple, it's fun, it's very engaging for all type of students, ESOL students or ESE students. You can also incorporate this to using different resources that I have provided on the Prezi, where you can actually make this closed caption for them. You can also make it into Braille, and you can incorporate it for the visually impaired. I hope you enjoyed it.